All right, hey everybody. We have got Fozmonot versus Leviticus. Here are their initial 3 picks. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at their bans. So they banned Shard Dragon and Shard Dragon. Surprised to know, and that can be oppressive to deal with. Up here, let's see what their final picks were. Of course, we see Foz pick Spirit of Alliance, and Xvar'en'kur will be the hero of Leviticus. And we see Leviticus play Xvar'en'kur right off the board. So that's a great first move for him. You love to get Xvar on the board as fast as possible and just let him start generating some cultists for you. So we'll go ahead and see how Foz responds. He's going to go ahead and draw, and I think he took a draw action, and then he played the Goblin Hunter 3. So that's some good pressure to put on Xvar so that he can't go just summoning cultists willy-nilly. So going on to Leviticus, he is going to keep generating those cultists by moving over to the side, fatiguing Xvar and getting that cultist. He also took an extra draw action. And now we go to Foz, and he is going to go ahead and assess his options. He's going to move up, and he also had an extra draw action. So lots of draw actions early on, which I always think is kind of interesting to see. And then we go ahead and see the Crusher Brute here to put some pressure on that Hunter 3. And then we also see Spirit of Alliance and the Goblin Elder. Though it is dangerous to have that Crusher Brute 3 out there with the Hunter 3 because that's in danger of getting traded cleanly. So it's an interesting choice using that to defend Xvar, but that's possibly all that he had. And we see the Soldier 2, so putting some pressure on the Hunter 3 to move here. Otherwise it might get traded. So he's going to go ahead and stack on top of the Hunter 3 with a 2 and then a 1, and that's all because of Spirit of Alliance's ability, because he can deploy anywhere on the field, which is very nice. It's a very nice thing to have, at least on top of other fighters. Leviticus is going to go ahead and move up Xvar again and generate yet another cultist and play another Soldier 1 on the board. So for Foz's turn, he's going to say that the Goblin Elder is a Hunter, and he's going to play Diversion to put that 1 in that stack on the bottom of his deck, freeing up that 3 and that 2, and this is a really great play right here. So what we see is he got that down to the bottom. That's a 0-cost tactic. Then he traded the 2 2s, moved up that 3 Hunter, and then that 3 Hunter is going to go ahead and trade cleanly, or not trade at all, but simply kill the Brute 3. And so that's that danger I was talking about putting the Brute 3 on when there is the Hunter 3 on the board. Leviticus is going to keep generating some cultists now. I believe he has a stack of 4 at this point, and play Recruited Drive to play 3 cultists in his gate. So that's 7 cultists on the board total. Very interesting. We'll have to see what he can do with those cultists. And now he is going to make Elder a Soldier, Fozmonot will, and he is going to play Arcane Blast. So he is going to discard 4 cards to get rid of Xvar. So that's going to be putting up 3 3s to 1 because Leviticus will only have 1 3 at this point, and he discards a Soldier 1, Soldier 2, a Hunter 2, and a Half-Orc. So a pretty pricey Arcane Blast, but you have to like having a 3 to 1 3 fighter advantage. He's now going to play Burnout to gain 4 actions. He's going to tap off a couple of cultists for his first 2 actions. For his third action, he will play the Soldier 3 there. And I believe he actually took a draw action for one of his 4 actions. So that's all 4. And now Leviticus is going to go ahead and shift all of his cultists, getting those out of danger of just being slaughtered right away. And we'll see how Foz responds here. And he's going to move up that Soldier 3. So you can see here, this is an interesting position because he kind of has Leviticus pinned to that right-hand side of the board. He can only deploy in those 2 spaces since he has his 3 right there. And the rest of his stuff is also weak, that it can't really get through all those 3s. So a very interesting position. He does put out Forge Father, so that is good for him. That's got a potential to trade up. But that Soldier 3 has moved to center stage, and Master of the Hunt has come out as well. So this is just a very oppressive board space for Foz and against Leviticus here. Leviticus does stack a couple of extra brutes on top of the Forge Father, hoping to protect him from the Hunter 3 plus Master of the Hunt combo. And Spirit of Alliance is going to slide over there. So the field just keeps shrinking for Leviticus here. He does get a Soldier 3 out now, so he has a chance to break through with one of these 3s. Fozmonot's going to go ahead and take that 3 trade, and then he's going to go ahead and move back the Goblin Elder here to hopefully keep him a bit more safe from that Soldier 2, or Soldier 1 there. Now, Leviticus is going to go ahead and shift over his Cultist sack and play Ultimate Sacrifice. So that is going to let him attack with that Fatigue Cultist and then slide the other Cultist into Foz's Gates. So he does get a free siege out of this, which is nice. It's always good to have a siege mid-game. You never know what you're going to get. And he'll also play Retreat to Tunnels, which is going to preserve his lifespan. So he chooses that both players, have to put 5 cards from their hand in any order they choose on the bottom of their deck. So that kind of gives him a bit of extra life, a bit of extra preservation from that Hunter 3 right there. Foz is just going to shift Master of the Hunt over, and he's going to attack that Cultist there and take a draw action for his turn. Leviticus now is going to move up all of his fighters. Seems like he's kind of inviting that Hunter 3 to go in, say, go ahead, I'll siege him. He's probably hoping for something like that. But Foz is going to go ahead and shift over Master of the Hunt now and then attack that Soldier 1 in the middle there. Looking at Leviticus, he's going to go ahead and put out Faithful Servant and Underchurch Reverend, kind of the 2 classics to any Delguan build. Both very potent hero ones. And now Foz is going to deploy a 1 Hunter on top of his 3 and also take a draw action. And now Leviticus is going to put a stack of a 1 and 2 Hunter in the middle there to protect from that pressure there. And Foz is going to double attack. So essentially he trades a 1 for a 2 there. Now on to Leviticus. He is going to look at his options. He'll play Mercenaries, and he'll ditch a Cultist from his hand as the cost to play them. And then he's going to go ahead and shift over this stack to the middle. So he does have a more aggressive look now, having a stack pressuring the gates, which does have Forge Father in it. Foz is going to go ahead and shift up Spirit of Alliance and play a Orc Soldier 1. And at this point, Leviticus says, hey, your gates are open. I could win here. And he says, yeah, go ahead. So Foz is fine with this. And Leviticus is going to go ahead and attack to siege into the gates, and then he'll also play an extra Hunter as a precaution in front of his gates. And sure enough, Foz does have Vigilant Sentry here, which he discards so that he does not count as siege at start here. He's going to attack that top one and then play Ambush, putting a 1 on top of that 3, which trades with the 1 in the gates and relocates his 3 into the Stronghold for the win. So pretty crazy game. Honestly, a lot of really kind of big brain plays from Foz that game, and Leviticus did a really good job with what he had once he got pinned in like that. That was just a tough place to be. So I think that was a pretty interesting game, one of my favorite ones to watch in the first round. And that's it. New expansion is coming very soon. We're almost to September, so can't wait for that. Next round, fozmonot is going to have the privilege of playing Tim, so look forward to that one. And feel free to like and subscribe. Still at 85, a great number right there. And I think we only have 2 more rounds from round 1 to edit before we get to move into the Sweet 16. So that's really exciting. You can look forward to seeing some repeated plays from some of these people we've seen fight earlier in the tournament. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.